In a quiet town surrounded by snow-capped mountains and glistening lakes, lived a young woman named Lila. She worked at a small bookshop nestled at the corner of a cobblestone street. The shop was warm and cozy, its wooden shelves filled with books of every kind. Lila loved the quiet mornings when she could open the windows, letting in the crisp mountain air, and watch as the townspeople hurried by. One particularly chilly winter, snow blanketed the town in white, and the world outside seemed to slow down. On such a day, Lila noticed a new face in the bookshop, a man, tall and dressed in a simple coat, with a white scarf wrapped around his neck. His hair was dark, but his eyes were soft and kind, reflecting the whiteness of the world outside. The man browsed the shelves, his fingers gently tracing the spines of books. Lila watched him curiously from behind the counter, wondering who he was and what had brought him to this small, sleepy town. After some time, he picked up a book and approached her. "Do you have any recommendations for a good winter read?" he asked, his voice low and calm. Lila smiled, pleased by the question. Lila's heart swelled at his words. She realized then that Elias had become more than just a visitor. He was someone who had woven himself into her days, bringing a sense of belonging and joy she hadn't known she needed. But as the days grew longer and spring began to hint at its arrival, Elias grew quieter. One evening, as they sat in the shop after closing, Elias turned to Lila, his expression serious. "Lila," he began softly, "I came here." Lila smiled, pleased by the question. She recommended a collection of poems that she loved, and they struck up a conversation. They spoke of books, of life in the town, and of the beauty of winter. As they chatted, Lila noticed how the man's presence seemed to fill the room with warmth, making the chill of the season seem a little less cold. The man introduced himself as Elias, a traveler who had come to the town seeking a place to rest and reflect. He told Lila that he had been wandering for years, moving from place to place, never staying long. But something about this town, the quiet streets, the friendly people, made him want to linger. Over the following weeks, Elias began to visit the bookshop more frequently. "I came here as a traveler, never intending to stay.
But meeting you has made me question that.
I'm afraid, though, that I'm not sure who I am without my travels. I've always been the man who moves on, who never stays." Lila felt her heart tighten. She knew what he was saying, that despite the connection they shared, Elias might leave as suddenly as he had arrived. Lila held the letter close to her chest, a smile spreading across her face. She knew that no matter where Elias roamed, he would find his way back. Until then, she would cherish the white scarf and the love story that had begun in the quiet of a snow-covered town. And every winter, as the snow fell once again, Lila would wrap the white scarf around her neck and remember the man who had walked into her bookshop, bringing with him warmth, hope, and the promise of a new beginning.